Hello, it's me again. Someone got in touch with me recently and asked for like an archive of my various TikTok videos to be uploaded to YouTube. And I think it's a good idea given the sort of looming demise of the site. So yeah, we're doing a clip show, I guess. Are we going to be doing anything interesting and unique with the format, providing a little bit of value to this? Perhaps a TV sitcom style, like oh, remember that time we did whatever, narrative framing? No, ew. Here's the videos. Can you cook a hot dog with a guitar amp? Probably not. Truly, you cannot comprehend how bad this smells. Oh, also, most of these videos I've deleted the project files for, like the reprobate I am. So the music is baked in, I can't turn it down. I know this isn't going to stop people complaining about it, but just, if I could, I still probably wouldn't turn it down, but... On today's episode of Mixing Together Stuff from the Store, we'll be demonstrating why you should not refill your vape while doing cool maintenance. You see, chlorine is a very powerful oxidizer. Really powerful. Really shouldn't play with it. Like I'm doing. Okay, so what I believe has happened here is that I have made an enormous quantity of chlorine gas. So that's not great. Just, I guess it was too cold out. Just live and learn, I guess.
Can I help you?
Can I get a large Sprite, please?
Large Sprite?
Yep, that'll be it.
149 on the plate.
Alright, thank you. Much.
Thank you.
This is a standard 40 watt equivalent household light bulb. This is a 500 watt General Electric Type 2 photo flood. Is it bright? Yes. You see, the output of this is rated at 450 lumens. The output of this one is rated at 17,800 lumens. Alright, so let's get a different angle. These are the regular lights, and this is the photo flood. So what's the deal? Why is this one so goddamn bright? Incandescent light bulbs are always something of a balancing act, because you need to factor in stuff like heat, efficiency, lifespan of the bulb. However, with these, GE just said, fuck it, full bright. Maximum bright. So they last like 6 hours. They get super hot. They're not energy efficient at all. Like, this draws as much power as like a space heater. But it's really bright. Did you know that surplus Korean War aerial photography flashbulbs fit into a standard light socket? They do. Now, are they bright? Well, considering the purpose of them was to light up the ground from a plane. Yeah, a little bit. So how bright is it exactly? Let's do a comparison here. This is a standard household light bulb, rated at 450 lumens that burns for several thousand hours. This is the scary light bulb from the last video, which is the GE Type 2 photo flood, which burns at 17,800 lumens for several hours. And then this mangled hunk right here is the Type 50 flash bulb, which burns at 5 million lumens for several milliseconds. Like, it's really bright. Like, way worse. Also, don't play with these while wearing a wool sweater. Ask me how I know that. Hi, let me introduce you to our newest innovation, the VisionDeleter Junior. A portable, lightweight, inconspicuous, entirely non-lethal light bulb-based self-defense tool. You simply insert 2 AA batteries and 1 General Electric Type 50 flash bulb, and you're ready to go. Possibilities are endless. For example, you can use it to safely and courteously signal to another driver on the road that their high beams are too hot. That's fine for night driving, but what about during the day? Not to worry, the device is not affected by during the day. Do you live in a silly place where it's illegal to not let someone carjack you? If someone attempts to open your car door, simply press this button. The device will then non-lethally emit around 5 megalumens of light, safely destroying their corneas and or retinas. At that distance, that's about 73 times as bright as a welding arc. Then, once your opponent's eyeballs are toast, you're free to make your escape. Just remember, they cannot shoot what they cannot see. Planning on going to a music festival anytime soon? Well, you might be getting used as a test subject. Light shows can be forces of good, for example by blinding members of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. However, they may soon have a more sinister side. Allow me to explain. This is a paper by the Qualia Research Institute on the topic of communication with people in altered states of consciousness. A bunch of weird wiggly lines. However, now to simulate the exhaustion and dehydration of a festival environment, let's speed it up, zoom in, and add a tracer effect. Aw, that's so sweet. I love you too, weird mind control video. Thankfully, there have been 0 extensively documented shadowy government experiments attempting to make someone trip so hard they turn into a Manchurian candidate. So now the question is, who are these guys? Let's take a look at their website's about page. Okay, cool. That name rings a bell. Let me take a look into this. Here are places to store objects. Effects pedals. Outlet covers, although be careful. And a package of candy cigarettes. Treat! Inside of a curtain rod. Egg. Inside of a closet above the door. Inside of a self-help book. No one will open it. Ever wondered what the wall sounds like? Hey, check it out. I've upgraded my Demon Core Theremin. You see, this time around it's using a Geiger counter that I modified to be able to detect alpha particles, as well as a thoriated lens element from an old Soviet camera lens for even more alpha particles. The big upgrade, however, is that it now plugs into a modular synthesizer, which turns the scary Chernobyl noise into a pleasing Brian Eno noise. Seeing the same ad over and over again, like as a banner, as a pop-up, you never click on it. I mean, no one does. But sometimes it's not even identifiably advertising a product or service. Hell, sometimes there's no advertisement in the box at all. These ones in particular completely fly by the wayside. Like, since we've already trained ourselves to mentally tune out advertisements, we certainly have trained ourselves to not even register an empty banner ad box. When you refresh the page, the ad usually changes. This is the indicator that it's using a technology called Realtime Bidding. Basically, in the split second when a page is loading, multiple parties will bid against each other based on how much they want to show an ad to you specifically. So this leads to the question, Why would someone actively be bidding to show you a blank ad? Well, because it's not an ad. Here's an example. It'll push an ad out to a device. It'll just make a little note in a database about who they pushed the ad to and where that took place. Side note, remember when you started seeing the, like Google wants to know your location pop up? That's because they had to start asking. Then later, they'll push you another ad. If they recognize your device, they'll add that location to your database entry, rinse and repeat billions upon billions of times per day. Well, now you can take a look through the dataset. You can search by location, take a look at some fun hotspots, and then see everywhere else that any device that's been there has been. Hopefully you brought your burner phone to Diddy's house. Here's the best part. These giant datasets, you can just buy them. So for no particular reason, here's an interesting fact about computers. Did you know that many laptops have a second expansion card under the back panel, right next to the Wi-Fi adapter? This is a mini PCIe slot, intended to be used for a mobile broadband card. In the US, this slot is typically empty. However, there's lots of fun stuff that you can put in there. For example, an encrypted SSD that you can't access or rename. I can explain. But wait, that's not the only fun and useful accessory you can add. You can install one of these
Mini PCIe to USB 3.0 expansion card laptop PCI Express PCIe to USB 3.0 converter riser card adapter with screw fittings.
And a USB mouse jiggler. Or even, if you're feeling extra devilish, okay, so I looked it up and I think I actually legally can't post how to do that. So I have to cut that.
So here's a fun fact about adjustable flame lighters, like this one. If you pop the little metal cap off, you can just keep turning these up.
I've just received word that Henry Kissinger has been compromised to a permanent end. You know what that means? We're breaking out the soul tormentor. Rip bozo. Hey, you know what's surprisingly flammable? Guitar picks. Wow, I get to refilm this whole video because of you, cheap, shitty little micro SD card adapter. You will be left here as a warning to the others. I don't have another guitar pick made out of that material, so gonna have to use your imagination here. Presumably you've seen fire before. Just imagine like a moderate-sized amount of that. It's made out of nitrocellulose. It's the same stuff that's in smokeless powder, just at a lower level of esterification. Wait, actually, never mind. I found something else that'll work that's made out of nitrocellulose. Part of a ping pong ball. Here's how to overclock your coffee maker so that it heats up quicker. Well, that was a colossally stupid idea for a video. Not really sure what came over me when I decided to do that inside, but I guess that was probably a good thing considering it flew away. I mean, if you want to do it yourself, it's 50% sugar and 50% tree stump remover from like the hardware store, and you use kitty litter to make a plug in both. It's a rocket engine. Yeah, enough thrust to lift up a hand vise. Whew, boy, that was loud. Not one I recommend. This is the one camera that I carry everywhere at all times, daily. There's 3 reasons for that. So unlike nearly any other point-and-shoot, the Olympus XA2 is entirely manually operated, and as a result is nearly silent. The film is advanced with the thumb wheel, which means there's no motor to give away your position to enemy guards or your boss's wife. It fits comfortably in a front pocket due to being approximately 1 Pokemon long. Also, due to the aforementioned lack of motors, it's incredibly lightweight. Even fully loaded with film, it weighs in at only around 215 grams, or less than the weight of a roll of film. Now, unlike the XA, its more fiddly predecessor, the XA2 is a zone-focused camera. There's 3 selectable focal points that roughly correspond to close enough to touch, regular, and far away enough that you couldn't hit it with the camera if you threw it at it. Now, I expected to hate this, but I found myself shocked by how well it worked. It's intuitive once you get the hang of it, and it's faster than autofocus. And it also allows you to take reliably in-focus pictures without even looking. If you do choose to frame your shot more carefully, though, I'm pleased to report that the viewfinder on this thing is as unusually large as the rest of this camera is unusually small. This is presumably due to the camera's design originating as a manual focus rangefinder, and just with all the rangefindy bits removed. Is it possible for a human being to sustain themselves off of monkey kibble? And if so, for how long? So this stuff really is a tremendous deal. This was $31 for 25 pounds of this stuff. And after consulting with some medical professionals, it seems that it is edible. You know, monkeys are basically people, and people are monkeys. So it makes sense that we can eat monkey food. So I haven't tried one of these yet. Let's... Okay, I think you need to cook them or something. These are really hard. Alright, so I've decided what I think I'm gonna do is take these and just try putting them in a cup with some water and see if I can, like, absorb. Alright, so the look of this is not amazing. But more than the appearance of it, really what has me worried is the smell. Because this, I wouldn't necessarily say it smells bad, but this doesn't smell like any human food that I've ever encountered. Okay. Well, God, I'm doing this. Oh God. I need to. That's not fit for human consumption. No. Yeah, I'm calling it there. No. Oh, I can still taste it. Alright, verdict. Nope, you can't eat the monkey kibble. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Flesh Simulator. Let's get started. I'll need rye bread and mayo. Get a little bit of that on here. Alright, next step. Coleman's English mustard, the really hot kind. Really clears out your sinuses. Alright, let's add that. Stick that right here for the time being. I need a place to put this that's not covered in something toxic. Alrighty, now the next step, you're going to open up your package of liverwurst. Yeah, there we go. Three pieces should be enough. Now really the only tip that I have other than just the recipe itself is you gotta remove the white shit on the outside of these. That's not edible. It's plastic. And balances on the floor a little better. Alright, let's see. The last piece of the puzzle here. Prepared horseradish. Yeah, still good. Good and good for you. Get this. You'll want to get a fairly hefty amount of that. Like I'd say 2 tablespoons or so. Wonderful, just like the old country. I converted this IKEA power strip into a distortion pedal. So the reason this is able to affect sound is this switch right here. See, when you crack one of these open, you'll notice it has a neon bulb inside. Then, if I run the guitar signal the wrong direction through a transformer I pulled out of a laptop power brick, it'll bring the voltage up high enough to strike an arc. Here's the schematic for a slightly less janky method. If you do choose to make one of these out of a power strip though, please do yourself a favor and cut the wires going to the plug. Because if you don't, and you plug it in, you will end up with a very different type of electric guitar. Ah, the LRAD, or Long Range Acoustic Device, everyone's favorite non-lethal sonic weapon. Here's how to build one out of stuff you can find at Walmart. It shoots a narrow targeted beam of high SPL ultrasound at people, either as a crowd control device or to give them a... I built this one entirely out of crap from Walmart, and you can too. You'll need... How do you figure out what carrier frequency to use? Oh, well I'm glad you asked. It's actually pretty interesting. See, you don't care, you don't care. Look, the number at the bottom, right there. That's the number you're looking for. I know you're just gonna come in here, stick all these fucking card tweeters together, not measure dick. So you're just gonna like, oh, what's the number? What do I do? Look, it's not even calculus. It's barely even algebra. Okay, we're skipping a large part of this because I realized with horror the amount of tech support questions I was gonna get on this. So just go to elc.systems/samples. There will be a direct audio recording from my ultrasound generator. Just play it off your phone, it's fine. And finally, just for fun, let's see what happens when we replace this 7-watt amplifier with this 600-watt amplifier. The best way to find deals on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace is to take what you're looking for, imagine what an incredibly stupid person would call that item, and then use that as the search term. That's because these are the only people that will sell an item without looking up how much it's worth. Game Boy, chair, speaker, piano, camera stand, saw, light bulb, guitar, Spinner. Weights. Bass drum. Bass drum. Equipment. Telescope. Game Boy. Hot dog grill. Acoustic guitar. Bass drum. Piano. Hey, I've got a new method of developing film with household items. A new slurry, a new goop, a new concoction. You'll need Excedrin, specifically Excedrin, the stuff with caffeine and acetaminophen and aspirin in it. Emergency, or honestly any other source of vitamin C. Our good friend washing soda. You could also use drain cleaner, sodium hydroxide based. You can use maybe baking soda. You can use lye water from the Chinese supermarket. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It needs to be alkaline. Alright, let's get into the recipe. 10 tablets Excedrin, place in plastic bag and crush with watchmaker's hammer. Dissolve in 200 milliliters of hot water. 10 grams washing soda, dissolve in 150 milliliters of cold water. Make sure your film is ready to go. This stuff starts degrading immediately. Mix the 2 cups and add 5 packets of emergency. You can substitute for 5 grams plain vitamin C. Develop for 10 minutes. Agitate for the first minute and then 10 seconds for every minute afterwards. You know the rest. I hope you enjoyed the videos.
Right, I creep at night, posse